Good morning, mindful performers. Welcome. Today I'm going to try something a little bit different. My daughter helped me put together today's slides, and I know we don't usually use slides, but I like the idea, so we're gonna put them up on the screen and we're gonna walk through today's topic. So bear with me for one moment. All right. So thanks to Isabella for putting together these slides. She did a great job. We talked through the topic last night, and as we talked through it, she was able to put together slides that I think really capture the essence of today's topic. And today's topic is personality conflicts. And the reason that I chose this as the topic for this week is that I just went through a training with part of my team at work called DISC training. And DISC stands for the type of personality that is most dominant in your overall personality. We have 4 different components that this test measures for. It measures for many other things, but it measures for 4 main types of personalities. And the reason this is important is that because sometimes we'll run into people where we just don't necessarily mesh. And that's because we can have 2 very opposite types of personalities. Some people are very task-oriented. Some people are very people-oriented. Those are sort of the 2 spectrums for the personalities on one aspect. And in another aspect, you have extroverted people and you have introverted people. So depending on where you fall in all of these different areas, you'll find that there are certain people that you just mesh with really well, and there are certain people that are just difficult, right? Do you ever have a grocery store you go to all the time, and there's that one clerk, if you end up in their line because there's nobody there, you don't know exactly what their political views are or what their stance is on some of the most important topics to you, but you're pretty sure it's the opposite. Like whatever they believe, it's probably the opposite of what you believe because you guys just knock heads, right? And this can happen at work, it can happen in the store, it can happen walking around town. And what I wanted to kind of highlight today is that we want to remember that sometimes we're that difficult person. I love how Isabella captured that on the slide here. That it may be us being that difficult person for somebody else, and we don't even realize it. The good news is that by practicing a little bit of mindfulness in our discussions with people and our interactions on how our relationships unfold, we can actually make small adjustments that allow us to have much easier interactions, much better conversations, more productive work environments. So how do we do that? Well, as Isabella has captured here, there's nothing to be ashamed of. If you find that there's personality conflict with somebody, we can adjust, right? And sometimes if we are not realizing it's us, we may just be there to teach somebody a lesson that maybe it's time for them to adjust, or eventually we get the hint that we have to adjust something, right? So it's important that we practice mindfulness in order to go from this type of interaction where the communication just isn't there. We're talking to somebody and they seem, maybe we're a personality style that enjoys connection. So here's the 4 personality styles. I'll go into that a little bit. So you have a decisive or dominant. You have interactive or influential. You have stabilizing or steady, and then you have cautious or conscientious. And you can have a mix. Everybody has a mix of these, but there's usually 1 or 2 that are very dominant in a person. And so by knowing that decisive people are very task-oriented and they're just going to go from one task to the next, they're not really worried about the people portion of it. They're just going to keep on looking at that list and going down the list, right? They don't want a lot of small talk. They don't want a lot of personal interaction. They just want to move forward. Interactive people, not as much task oriented. They can get things done, but they're really going to want that connection. They're going to want to be able to talk to you. Stabilizing people are, very patient, predictable. Sometimes they can be complacent. So there's all sorts of things that you can learn about yourselves by taking this test and taking a look at it. And then cautious people, they want all the details. They want to know why. They want to follow the rules. And so as we come across different personality types, we can actually change the way that we interact, right? Somebody that may need more details, we can take the time to provide them with some of those details, even if it's not in our normal nature. If somebody seems short or not really into the small talk, and you're one of those high people where you really want to interact and talk, well, maybe we take it down a notch, right? Maybe you take it back and just give them the opportunity to work on the task at hand. And then we can go from the conflict to happy interactions. I love the picture that Isabella picked for this one. Be happy, live happy. That's the trick, right? is always maintaining a happy outlook. So how do we do this with personalities? How do we do this with all of these different types of behavior? Well, know your style. You want to take the time to go take the test. This test is free. It actually provides you with a 54-page report, not only on these behavioral styles, but also on your values. So, what work environment do you work best in? It'll tell you that. And if you do take the test, I'd love to hear in the comment sections, what are you, right? Are you D, I, S, C? Just so you know, I am a very high I. I'm also a very high C. In fact, my I is the max score, and my C is 11 points below that, which they say is kind of a dual thing. So I'd be curious to see here if you have dual, and if you have things on the opposite scale. So I have high numbers in very opposite things, right? C is more task oriented, can run solo, fine being on their own, and whereas I really likes to be in the mix and really likes the people part of it. So I attribute the high C to a lot of the mindfulness work that I do. So know your style. Read through the report, learn about what you prefer in interactions, what you don't prefer, what to look for, what to work on, right? If one of your things is becoming complacent, that might be something that you really want to keep an eye on so that you can continually be improving. Same thing with all of the styles. I'm not going to go into all those details because this isn't a class on that, but I think you'll find that by reading through it is very enlightening into your own style. And then stay mindful of your interactions with others. So we can do this through active listening, right? Really paying attention to what are they saying to us? What are the nonverbal communications saying to us? Are they done with the conversation? We can usually tell. So we use active listening to stay mindful of how the conversations are going, how those relationships are going. And another thing that I like to do is the mindful breathing. So at the beginning of every meditation on this live stream, we do 3 deep breaths into the belly. A lot of times at the beginning of a meeting or conversation, I will purposely take those deep breaths, at least 1 or 2 deep breaths into my belly. And that just allows me to sort of center, make sure that I'm able to listen actively to this person and see how the conversation is going. Are they done with small talk? Do they need more small talk? Do they need the reasons why? Do they need the details? Those are some of the things that we can do to adjust and maybe not be the difficult person for somebody else, as I love how Isabella put that on that last slide. And then just paying attention to the reactions. I guess I touched on that piece yet, but paying attention to, are they, as I just said, are they ready for more details? Do they need more of that connection? And by doing this, you'll find that you can adjust your style and that requests go a little bit more smoothly. The interactions at work are a little bit better. Maybe that clerk just needs a little bit of connection at the store. And by asking about their day or kicking up what they're going to be doing on their day off or the weekend, you'll find that you're all of a sudden getting along and living happily. So that was the topic for today. I will post a link to the DISC test. It's actually out on Tony Robbins' website, and it's a very simple test. It maybe takes 15 minutes. And as I said, I would love to hear what your personality type is in the comments of the video. So we're going to go ahead and end the slideshow. So we will, let's see here. So we will meditate, and we are going to incorporate some of what we've talked about today into the meditation. We're going to start with 3 deep breaths into the belly, just to center ourselves and elicit that relaxation response. We're then going to imagine the light above our head. I guess that's off the camera, but up there. So maybe about 12 to 18 inches above the crown of our head. And we're going to start there, and then we're going to drop that light down all the way into our root chakra. We're just going to touch each one of those centers. So base of the spine or the pelvic floor, behind the navel, solar plexus, heart, throat, between our ears, and the crown of the head. And then we're going to actually move that up and down. So we're going to actually then take that light and slowly allow it to go through each center. And then we will do some visualization on people in our lives where perhaps we have those types of conflicts, and what would it look like when we shift or make those adjustments. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. Sit up as straight as is comfortable. You can close your eyes. Just become aware of your body. Either in the seat or laying on the bed. And imagine that light above the crown of your head. Just getting a good sense of it. And while you have your focus there, we'll start our breath. A nice deep breath into the belly, pushing it out, and as you exhale, just relax. Deep breath into the belly, and as you exhale, just relax. Deep breath, deep into the belly. And as you exhale, just relax. And now allow the light that is above the crown of your head to slowly move its way down, in through the crown, down through the neck, into the chest, through the solar plexus, the abdomen, and resting at the pelvic floor or the root of your spine. Just feeling the energy of your awareness within this space in your body. Allowing the light to expand so that it surrounds your hips feeling any tension ease within this light. Bringing it back to its initial size. Feel it rise to the space behind your navel. Feeling it expand. And as the light expands, feeling ease and relaxation throughout all of the organs within this light. Bringing the light back to the area behind your navel, becoming aware of its energy as it moves up to your solar plexus. Allowing it to expand beyond your body from this center. Bringing the light back to the solar plexus and feeling its energy as it moves its way to the space that your heart takes up within your chest. Allowing the light to generate compassion and gratitude. Allowing your breathing to move in and out from this center, from your heart. Expanding the light to surround your chest, back, shoulders. Allowing it to relax this area. Feeling the light move its way back to the space that your heart takes up in your chest and rises to the space within your throat, empowering your speech. Allowing us to adjust how we with others easily, mindfully. Expanding the light from this center so that it reaches beyond your neck. Bringing the light back to its original size. Feel its energy as it moves its way to the space between your ears. Activating this area with your attention. Expanding the light so that it surrounds your head. Enabling sight, enabling an understanding of others' reactions, others' needs when we speak to them. Bringing the light back to the space between your ears and feeling it move to the crown of your head. Allowing it to pull all of your attention to this area of your body. Expanding the light from this area, from the crown of your head. How far out can you push the light? And as you bring it back to the crown of your head, allow the light to return to the space above your head. And as we breathe slowly, we will allow the light to move back down all the way through the body, allowing it to move into the earth or the space below your body with the inhale. And as you exhale, allowing it to move its way back up through each center that we just activated and back to the area above your head. So we'll try a few of these. So as you inhale, allowing it to move back through the crown, center, throat, heart, abdomen, down. And as you exhale, allowing the light to move back up through each center to the space above your head. So inhale. Exhale. Back to the top. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale down through the body. And exhale back to the top. Inhale. And exhale. And with the light above the crown of your head, add a focus around your heart. And imagine a person that you interact with or have a relationship with where there may be conflict. Thinking back to what adjustments could we have done to ease the interaction? Was it small talk? Was it explaining why? Just becoming aware of what that individual could use from you. What adjustment could we make? And you can see the last conflict that you had turning around and working out easily as you make these adjustments that we talked about today. If you need to run through that conversation more than once, with those adjustments, you certainly can. Seeing the end result, more positive, more at ease, as you use mindfulness to interact. And now, on your next breath in, take a nice deep breath into the belly. And as you exhale, slowly bring your awareness back to the room, to your body. Feel the seat or the bed beneath you. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you for being here. If this topic was helpful, please be sure that you are sharing the video to your social media. Click like, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. And feel free to comment. I would love to hear what your disc style is. And if you have a chance to download the report, shoot me a note, and if you don't want to post it in the comments, because I'd love to hear what the different viewers fall into. If you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please make sure that you do so that you get notified when I post new videos. And have a great day.